Tattoo's the easiest part, actually. Getting a tattoo off is much more time consuming. People don't realize if we tell people a professional tattoo as opposed to an amateur tattoo, which is easier to get off, it can take 6 to 10 or more treatments depending. If you're treating someone every 2 months, that's a year or more. Amateur tattoos are tattoos that are only black in color or blue are much easier to get off. If we see a red tattoo with our eyes, that means it's reflecting away red light to our eye. So that means we need to use a green light laser to get rid of a red tattoo. One of the more common things that I remove are people's names. You know, 50% of marriages supposedly end in divorce. So the most common thing that I remove is somebody's name. It's no longer in the picture. When we laser it, the fun part is it looks like it's disappearing. Right when you do it, it turns white, and you can see that, you know, the laser's only taken up by the areas of the skin that have the laser dye. So it kind of takes multiple treatments to remove a tattoo. You can't imagine the number of different tattoos that people get, the number of reasons people get them off.
And here with more advice is Dr. Bernstein. It's good to have you with us. He's a dermatologist and a laser surgeon who's in private practice, and he's also a clinical associate professor of dermatology at the University of Pennsylvania. So if you have questions about getting these bad boys off, this is the man for you. It looks like it's more painful to take them off than it is to put it on.
You know, I think it's true. I mean, we numb the skin so it doesn't hurt, but there are some people that don't like needles, don't want their skin numbed. And I think it is more painful to get it off if you don't numb the skin. If you numb the skin, you don't feel it.
When people come to you and say, I'd really like to have a tattoo removed, is there a reason that is across the board most people have for taking them off?
I think the reasons are as varied as the reasons for getting them. The most common reason is somebody's name. Usually a girlfriend. I mean, you know, if it's a child, the child's always your child.
Right.
Girlfriend or boyfriend.
Okay.
Probably in equal numbers.
Why in the world would you put somebody's name on you to start with?
I never understood that. That is the way to lose a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or even a husband or wife.
Right. It's a
jinx. I've had people that have been in relationships for 15, 20 years, and they get each other's names, and 3 weeks later they're back getting them covered up.
Okay. That happens. There are other reasons, though. Is it because some people are trying to move into a different area of work or their career, and they're affected by it?
Yeah, I mean, for example, in the military, you can't have tattoos that show on the collar line or, you know, that show beneath the uniform. So that's an extreme example. But in other jobs, people just feel like they're going to be misinterpreted.
Right.
And they want to, you know, portray a different image than what they think their tattoo portrays.
What are some of the risks, other than Jim McCracken fainting or kind of going in and out of
no
consciousness
doctor looked like he was fainting a little bit.
What are some of the risks? Infections or
of getting them off, you
reactions? No, anything, either putting them on or taking them off.
Well, I think if you get them put on in a place like where these guys work, you know, the risks are just, I guess, maybe fainting. It's just the same risk as getting them off. But scarring is a risk of getting them on or getting them off. You know, a lot of it's dependent on taking care of it after it's done, after it's put on. And after I laser it, people need to take care of it so they don't get a scar. You could always get an infection, although, to be honest, I've not seen that.
Well, that's good news, but if someone goes to a unqualified tattoo artist, then you're asking for trouble. So you got to look for the right person. I have to take a short break, but when we come back, do you have a tattoo you wish you didn't? If you want to share that story with us, we're here. Also coming up, my cruise tattoo.